Insurance. This is Tony Cañas, Chief Motivational Officer at Insurance Nerds and PNC Client Advisor at the Jacobson Group. And today I am recording from my home base of Columbus, Ohio on a random Wednesday afternoon in December. This video will probably not go live for a few days. In fact, it will probably go, I'm trying to get ahead for next week when I am at Jacobson home office, because I know those visits are very, 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 very busy, and I don't have time to record while I'm there usually. So today I want to talk to you about a very interesting concept. And this came from a conversation with a friend who is a leader in the strategy department of a major PNC carrier. And he mentioned this interesting concept of big diversity and little diversity. I want to be very clear that these concepts are not like standard diversity and inclusion concepts. Like they're probably not called this way in the textbooks in college classes today. Anyway, most big carriers are by late 2019, very, very, very good at what my friend termed big diversity. So by big diversity, he means, or he explained, that they get 100% score on the Corporate Equity Index Human Rights Campaign. They offer equal benefits for LGBTQ families. They have ERGs or ARGs for the major ethnic groups and for women. They sponsor outside organizations that are dedicated to improving diversity and inclusion in the business world, such as the National Black MBA Association or the National Society of Hispanic MBAs. And maybe they even actively recruit from historically black colleges. So basically, when you look at them from the outside, they look like they are really, really good at diversity and inclusion. And they're investing in it. And they've made great strides. And I'm very proud of most big carriers getting to this point, and small carriers and agencies need to keep working on it. But anyway, big carriers are very good at big diversity, visible diversity. But we have to understand the difference between diversity and inclusion in order to look at little diversity, okay? Diversity is getting invited to the dance. Inclusion is getting asked to dance at the dance, okay? Diversity is having a seat at the table. Inclusion is having your voice listened to while you're sitting at the table, being more than just the token Latino or the token African American or the token woman in the table or in the room. So big carriers have gotten really good at big diversity. There's still work to do in little diversity. And little diversity is basically the inclusion piece of diversity and inclusion. And more than that, it's the long-term effects of that inclusion, right? So big carriers are very good at getting people in the door that reflect the local communities they work in. But then when you look upstairs, the leadership continues to be largely mature white males, maybe with a little bit of diversity sprinkled in, usually as the head of HR. And basically, where we need to get to in the long term, we need to get the inclusion piece right. And he made a light bulb. This conversation made a light bulb go off in my head. And what I told him is, you're in a position to influence this gigantic carrier, and you probably have 15 years of work left. I think that you should make it your goal that the day you retire, you look back at the company and you should keep stats on it throughout the next 15 years before you retire. And at the end, your goal should be that when you look at the numbers that you've been keeping, or that you've encouraged the company to keep track of, what you see is that a random Black or Latino or gay or transsexual or any other diverse member of society who started in your call center had a pretty similar statistical likelihood, when you look at the data in the future, of ending up in a leadership role compared to a white grad from a major school. That should be the goal. Now, of course, the path is going to be harder for the diverse entry-level hire that started in the call center. They're going to have a harder ladder to climb, a longer ladder to climb to get to a true leadership role, compared to like the kids that I went through the financial leadership rotation with, most of whom were white and most of whom came from elite programs. They have a pretty short climb. They have it pretty made when they come in. They're only a promotion or two away from being in a leadership type role from the beginning, while the call center rep is like 10 promotions away. It's like 5 or 6 promotions away from being in a position where they can really, in a true leadership role, where they can really make a difference. So your goal, so what I told them is your goal should be to encourage the company to invest in those, in giving as many opportunities as possible, as much advice as possible, as much mentorship as possible to those diverse candidates, and really to the entirety of the entry-level group, but especially special support to diverse candidates who historically have not found ways to grow, so that when you look back at the data in a longitudinal study, 15, 20 years, 30 years, what you see is that truly your company has become a place where, regardless of where you start and regardless of your background before you joined, if you work hard and take advantage of the resources offered to you, you can grow to a leadership role. So how to actually do that is very hard. That is where we need the help of people like Amy Wanengar at any level, and so many others who are working hard and insurance are trying to be part of this, who are working hard in helping you develop your people regardless of where they come from. So anyway, I just wanted to bring up the idea of big diversity and little diversity. This is truly one of those, I'm trying to start the conversation, not finish the conversation, because this is something I just started thinking about a few months ago. I'd love to hear Amy's opinion on whether I'm getting this right, whether there's a concept that exists that matches, a well-documented concept that matches what I'm talking about. Are there any books we should read? I don't know. Anybody else who's involved in diversity and inclusion efforts, let me know. Let me know what you think. What do you think? Is your company, or you know what, maybe your last company, not this one, you don't want to publicly get in trouble, but what you're seeing in the market here in insurance, are companies getting little diversity right? Are they getting big diversity right? Are they getting little diversity right? And any ideas on how to help companies transition from being good at big diversity to being good at little diversity also? Basically, to be good not only at diversity, but also at the inclusion piece. Because when everybody has the best possible chance of achieving their potential, the company and the industry has the very best chance of being amazing and driving amazing results and doing an amazing job. TC out.